Hello and welcome to the TheFearsomeRubberDucky, guys. Today we'll be covering a Milo Graytail, the last Presidio companion in this companion guide series, and a companion who I've had a lot of fun with this week. Alright, so what are the defining features of this companion? He has 4.5 movement, which is really bad for a swashbuckler. He does have a super strike. He does have a pirate, which gives him plus 25% increased damage when he boards another ship. By the way, guys, this buff does not work in PvP. There was a myth going around that it did, but I completely disproved that myth. I do highly recommend checking out that video. Link down below in the description if you are interested. He has, in addition to that, an alert talent, which makes it so he takes 50% less damage from traps. Alright, so what type of teams and what class and in what situations would you use Milo Graytail? Now, he's a solid companion for questing through the game. He does an absolutely insane amount of damage, particularly versus privateer units. Now, for PvP, I like to use him to counter privateers. It is a bit tricky using him, and I highly recommend using him on a musketeer class or on a swashbuckler to bypass the fact that this guy can get one shot from a hidden melee unit, potentially, because he does not have first strike 3. For musketeer, you can kill hidden units with AoE attacks before they ever get to him. With swashbuckler, you can obviously hide him. So those are the situations I would use him in a PvP match. Now, there are a lot of companions that are preferable in most situations. Obviously, you'd want El Toro, Fan Flanders, and Contessa in most situations as a swashbuckler before you would ever consider using Milo Graytail, simply because they have better movement and that's kind of needed. But this guy is actually pretty solid, and you could still win with him on your team. Now, for Companion Wars, this guy is a solid choice. Most people think to ban companions like Bonnie and Ratbeard, El Toro, Contessa, Gornando, Nazuka before they ever get to Milo Graytail. Heck, in many cases, they ban Lucky Jack Russell before they ever ban Milo Graytail. So this guy is a solid pick for Companion Wars. Now, if you don't know what Companion Wars are, link down below in the description. I host them from time to time, but that video down in the description explains Companion Wars in more detail. But it's basically where companions duke it out without the aid of pirates, and there is a round in which companions are banned. It's a lot of fun. Sometimes I host them here on this YouTube or on my Twitch, and I give out prizes like packs. It is an absolute blast. Alright, so let's go ahead and go over a setup for this companion. Now, I tested this, over the course of the week, and I found out a couple things. This guy can get Vengeance Strike 3, however, I do not recommend giving Vengeance Strike 3 to Milo Graytail for a number of reasons. First of all, you don't want him to get hit in the first place. He's got horrible health. Second of all, if you reduce Milo Graytail and he has Vengeance Strike, people will use that against him. So what you want to do is you want to eliminate all reactionary epics from this guy, and you want to give him Cheap Shot 3 instead. Why? Because it's very hard to trigger Cheap Shot 3. It takes a couple of moves in order to do that. So you can't really abuse it in the exact same way. Also, this guy survives late game, and he has a privateer pirate right up against him. The privateer pirate will not run away. Why? Because there is a 35% chance that he will be immobilized and lose half of his health. And that is, of course, because of the chains. Which goes into the other epics that I would give this guy. I would give him Relentless 2 and Bladestorm 3. Now, Milo and his Crown Shop counterpart, Malik, are probably the two only swashbuckler companions that can get both Relentless 2 and Bladestorm 3, making their chain capability absolutely insane. Now, if you're not familiar with what Bladestorm 3 does, I'll go ahead and review that right now. Okay, so Bladestorm 3 swaps out the accuracy to dodge ratio when calculating the chance to hit. So what that means is that instead of having the accuracy plus 75 over the dodge of the target, it is the agility plus 75 over the agility of the target. And that is how the chance to hit is calculated. Not only that is it also increases the chance to critical again. So it is really, really, really powerful. I've had Milo Graytail one shot a privateer from full health, and by a privateer from full health, I mean a privateer with 3,500 health. That is absolutely insane damage. Alright, so that is pretty much the only setup I would use on Milo Graytail. Now, if you want to try giving flanking a try, you have to know, of course, how to abuse flanking, how it works. But you might also try that. But personally, I prefer this setup right here. All right. That being said, I actually had talked to several people in the community and asked them how they use their Milo Graytail, and it was a guy called Rio. I'm going to link his YouTube channel in the description of this video, but he helped me come up with this setup right here. So very much credit to this guy right here. This is probably the most effective setup you can give your Milo Graytail, and it was actually Rio who came up with the setup. So I kind of have to give credit to him. All right, guys, we have to go ahead and talk about the talents. Now, the talents, of course, will complement this particular setup. So go with Tough 4, Rough 4, Accurate 4, and Agile 4. Remember when I talked about Bladestorm 3? Well, the Agile 4 is to complement that so that he gets even more crits, and he also has an even greater chance of hitting after he Bladestorms. And of course, the last talent goes into Dodgy. And guys, that is how you want to set up your Milo Graytail. He is an absolute blast to use. He is absolutely insane. Now, ranking him alongside the other Presidio companions, I think my opinion of him has definitely improved over the weeks now that I've been using him quite a bit. Compared to, say, Lucky Jack Russell, Burgess Latro, Undead Mike, Gaspard, I would say that he has some very solid potential. I would say versus any will-based units, I would take Milo Graytail over any of the Presidio companions. Now, versus a Buccaneer, I would absolutely take Lucky Jack Russell or any of the other Presidio companions over Milo Graytail. Milo Graytail would absolutely get destroyed by a Buccaneer. So that's just the honest truth, guys. That is pretty much Milo Graytail's specialty, facing will-based units like privateers. Any rate, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it has been helpful. Do be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and also go over to Rio's channel and show him lots of love for helping me out with this project. Alrighty, quack-a-doodle-doo, and peace out for now.